Shop Talk.
Hello and welcome to another Shop Talk. We're here today at Old Town Barber College with Robert Hoffman.
Hi, Grant.
Nice to see you, Robert.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, tell me a little bit about the history of Old Town Barber College.
Old Town started in 1955. We are a family-owned business. We've been around for a long time. We are an accredited school, so we have certainly trained the vast majority of the area barbers. We're very proud of that fact. Next year will be our 60th year.
So tell me, what's the difference between a barber college and like a cosmetology school?
Typically, well, for one, we're not going to get into the makeup and the nail aspect of what cosmetology schools do. We're going to focus much more on the actual hair cutting. Naturally, just by the nature of the work our students are trained to do. It may focus a little bit more on the men's styling, but we certainly do have women, and our students are prepared to cut women's hair as well.
That's what I was going to ask you, if you did women's hair.
Yep, we certainly do. We have, see a little lad here getting his hair cut. We have all ages of males and females come in here.
Yeah, I mean, some people may think barber shops are old-fashioned, but tell me, are they just as popular today as
by all means, yeah. This is an industry that isn't affected by technology, as some industries are. I think we will never see robots cutting people's hair, hopefully. So that creates the need for our students when they graduate to get out there working in a barber shop. Many of them have ambitions to have their own shop, which is always exciting to have students who want to be those type of people, to be an entrepreneur and a business owner.
Tell me about the classes themselves. What goes on?
Okay. A student starting class here, their first month would be primarily a classroom environment, so we can lay down the foundation so they can learn the theory behind the barbering industry. Once they finish that first month of class, they are allowed now to cut the customers' hair that walk in off the street here. The program is obviously very hands-on intensive, but there is also still classroom throughout the entire program. The program runs approximately about 10 months to 12 months, depending on if the student wants to accelerate their program. So if they want to graduate a little bit sooner, get out in the job market sooner, that opportunity is there. But we're preparing students for a lifelong career in this industry.
And it's not just the barber skills either, you do the business side as well?
Yes, correct, yeah. So we are preparing a student to be a business owner and learn the ins and outs of running a business, because again, that's where most of our students have that ambition to have their own barber shop. We had a student graduate just 2 weeks ago, and her shop's going to be open very soon, so that's not uncommon.
So tell me, of course you have the school, but you do offer the services as well.
Yes.
Give me a rundown on some of those services you offer.
We do haircuts, of course, $5 haircuts for senior citizens, $6 for those not quite at that age level. We do shaves, we do beard trims, we do some of the more, what's becoming more popular, the designs cut into the hair. Because men's hair cutting is certainly becoming more of an art form than it ever has been. So we're seeing a lot of demand, a lot more increased demand for the straight edge razor shave, kind of the old-fashioned shave. So we are seeing an increased demand for that. We teach that. That will soon be a component of the Kansas licensing examination. That's fine, because our students know how to do it.
I mean, you mentioned it, and it is kind of an art form. So someone who may have, a little bit of a creative streak, this might be for them?
By all means, we have students who have that creative side. They are either, doing some artwork or something, and they see this as a way to kind of merge the two. Not visible right here, but on our bulletin board, we have some pictures of a barber down in Texas that actually does images of famous people in the heads of his customers. So that really illustrates how this is becoming an art form for those who are creative and want to take it to that next level.
So someone who is interested, what are the steps they need to take?
Okay, typically that process would start with me. I'm in the admissions department, so usually a student will either call or come in and meet with me. We do an admissions interview. I really need to find out if they are, how committed they are to changing their situation. A lot of our students are adults who have maybe had their share of some ups and downs in the employment industry, or the current employment market. So most of our students are the adults, but usually that process is going to start with me regardless of what age they are. I'm going to talk with them a little bit about their goals, their ambitions. I'm of course going to lay out all the details of the school, the schedule. We are an accredited school, which means we have met standards and requirements placed down by the Department of Education. So by having that accreditation means we have financial aid to offer our students that may qualify. Most students here are using financial aid to some extent, so that's of course a big benefit to attending an accredited school. We have a sister school up in Topeka that's also called Midwest Barber College too, so we are also preparing people up in that area of Kansas.
So you have the state covered?
Yeah, we do. We are the only 2 accredited barber colleges in the state of Kansas, so that's good for us and our students.
So why should someone choose you guys? I mean, are there good placement stats?
Yeah, it's not uncommon. Most of the time our graduates already have a job lined up. You know, again, with our reputation, the 59 years we've been doing this, that's never been an issue, I guess, is finding employment for our students. Most of the time they actually find it themselves through their contacts and the people they know, whether that be from a fellow student that then got placed at a barber shop and they then are getting some networking. But employment's not an issue. There is increased demand as more and more barbers are retiring, and that speaks very highly of the industry too. Barbers retire; they are in it for 40, 50 years or more. So, you know, that speaks very highly of the industry itself. That they must be very pleased with that career choice, and they did it for many, many, many years.
All right. Well, what about and the social aspect of it too? I think that's part of the allure for some people.
Certainly, the barbershop is a social gathering in some cities. It is certainly here too, where we'll have customers who will come in and just get their hair cut and maybe hang out for a little bit and talk to our students. So there's certainly a social gathering aspect of the barbershop, and that just goes back, many, many years that has kind of become the place for people to come in and sit around, get their hair cut, and have a cup of coffee and chat for a while.
Right. All right. Well, Robert, nice chatting with you today.
Thanks, Grant.
And thank you for joining us today on Shop Talk.